Hey, I want to talk about adult learning experiences. So, you could be in a formal learning environment. For instance, you're taking a leadership development course or a personal growth and exploration course, or you might be navigating a personal learning journey by inviting certain books, podcasts, videos into your life. And either way, we all experience a point in time where we discover that there's been something in our blind spot. You can't see it. We don't know what we don't know until all of a sudden we know it and it's in our face. We generally have two ways of reacting to that. We could react positively. Oh, wow, this is great. I didn't know this. This is exciting. It's validating. It's affirming. I'm calling that a resonant learning experience. In the language of systems, that signal of the new information resonates with me and it amplifies the direction I was already going in. It validates that sort of a feeling, okay? The other experience is when we all of a sudden notice something, learn something. It was in our blind spot for years, and now it's in our face, and we can feel shock, guilt, shame. We can blame ourselves. Depending on our early childhood environments at home and in the classroom, we can actually become really, really negative toward ourselves, unleashing this inner critic. I can't believe you didn't know that. How embarrassing, how disgusting, how rude, whatever your internal soundtrack is saying. I'm calling that kind of a learning experience dissonant learning. Resonant and dissonant. So within the language of systems and being a holistic systems thinker, when something is dissonant, it's sort of like that squeal of feedback when the microphone gets too close to the speaker. You all know that sound. It's dissonant because it causes us to change our course. We were going this way, believing this, and then we are hit with something that had been in our blind spot. And after we process the negative emotions, we realize we have to change course and go another direction. So, the reason it's important to be aware of these two general learning experiences, fun, it resonates with you, or not fun, it's dissonant, it goes against, like, think of music, it's out of tune with the rest of the song. It's important to know about these two experiences because if you're seeking to learn more, you can prepare yourself. You're actually questing for these experiences. And while this one is more fun, you're going to learn more from the dissonant learning. Okay, so what am I saying? I'm saying if you want to learn about yourself, you have to be prepared to step into something that will make you feel shitty. You will feel shame, guilt. Depending on how well you've learned to manage your internal soundtrack, you could get to a place where you're berating yourself. So I'm suggesting be aware of these possibilities before they happen so that you can accept those with some grace. So here's an example. Suppose that what you've just learned is that one of your lifelong beliefs, let's just get a little symbol here. Okay, here's my symbol. It's a pear, but okay. This symbolizes one of my long-standing beliefs. I was taught to think this way, and I've had this with me forever, and I've never really looked at it that much. It's kind of back here somewhere in the blind spot. I'm just carrying it around, and I say things and I do things that reflect that this is a part of who I am. This is in my baggage, if you will. But then one day, someone on the internet sees me carrying this around and calls me out on it and says, that's extremely offensive. And it's offensive because of X, Y, and Z. And unless I'm just completely shut down to feedback, which happens, you've all seen that guy on the internet, Unless I'm completely shut down, I should be able to see what the other person's point is and go, oh my gosh, this thing is ugly. I was given this at birth. I was taught by my church, my family, my town, that this was the way to be. And now I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh my gosh, this is offensive. I'm thinking about things like racism, sexism, ableism, ageism, meanism, whatever your thing is. Like, wow, you didn't realize that part of you was causing pain to other people. And you want to get rid of this thing. You want to figure out where it came from and why you're carrying it. But the first set of experiences you have are bleh, shame, guilt. You might become defensive. You might start to argue with the people who have called you out on this. You might, in your defensiveness, become even more offensive to the people who were trying to do you a favor. This is like having broccoli in your teeth. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed it, but this thing that you've been saying for years, it's really hurting people. Not only is it hurting people, but some of them are killing themselves. Other people are the victims of crime because an entire society is walking around with this ugly thing in our blind spot. I'm hoping this isn't too abstract for you. The point is that if you truly want to learn, you have to seek out these uncomfortable, dissonant learning experiences. You have to be willing to hear something that doesn't resonate with you. It is dissonant because only the dissonant has the power to change the tune of the music that you're playing in your life. Clash, feedback, unpleasantness causes us to look at all of these things and figure out, oh, there is this thing I've been carrying around. You know what? I don't like this thing. I need to make sure this thing doesn't show up anymore. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm not going to throw it away because, you know what? It's been part of me for so long, I probably can't throw it away. But I can contain it. And the only way I can contain it and not wield it against kind people who don't deserve that is if I accept with grace and I am willing to feel yucky things and to hear yucky things about myself, about my family, about my community, about whatever group I identify with. The same group that socialized me to believe this. Okay, so I hope you're tracking with me. I want you to be prepared to step into your discomfort so that you can discover the greatest volume of information about yourself so that you can apply that information and achieve a new level of compassion, wisdom, and humanity. Okay? So if you watched this video and you're feeling ripe and ready to do some work exploring, you might just name in the comments some of the things that you've recently discovered that were in your blind spot. And you can share what was it and how it felt when you discovered that that thing you'd been carrying around was actually shitty. Okay, so thank you for doing the work. You're brave and you're courageous, and I love you guys, so take care.